What's up, everyone? My name is Lamar. I am the founder of Organic Clicks, a local SEO company here in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is local SEO episode number 11. And today we're going to discuss why a local business should use Google Ads. Okay, so what are Google Ads? Pretty simple. So if you go to Google and you search for anything and you see those ads like you see in this image to the left, at the top, you'll see ads there, and those are Google Ads. And Google Ads show up in their search results, and then also through the display network. And we'll talk about display network, what the display network is momentarily. But if you're a local business and you look at this image on the right here, this is the local 3-pack. So when you search in Google and you see the ad in this image to the left at the top, then right below that you see the map. And in the map, there's 3 listings, and at the top, Google is now showing ads there as well. So where else are ads in Google, in the Google search results? So they're also at the bottom of the search results. So if you see where you can, if you go to the very bottom of Google and you see where you can click on, page 2, 3, 4, 5, and so forth, you'll see ads at the very bottom of the search results. And what this tells you is Google is wanting to make a lot of money. So ads are taking up the entire search results landscape. So you got them at the top, you got them in the local pack, and then you also have them at the bottom. So it's important, if you're going to utilize Google Ads, understanding how to optimize them. So I'm not going to go into immense detail about how to optimize an entire Google AdWords campaign, as that would take a lot of time. But the main idea is surrounded around keywords. So if you're creating an ad, you want to make sure it's relevant to the keyword that the user is searching for and that you're targeting for your ads. Also, your landing page needs to be relevant to that keyword. So if you look at the image on the right here where it says quality score is 5 out of 10, and then look at the image at the very bottom left where it says quality score 10 out of 10. These are scores assigned to your ads based on their performance and their relevancy, and many other factors. But you want to make sure you have a high rating, because if you have a high quality score rating, what happens is the cost per click for a specific keyword, so how much you're paying Google every time someone clicks on that keyword, is going to be lower if your quality score is high. And the reason why is because Google wants to show relevant ad copies for specific keywords that users are targeting. They will show some that are not as relevant, but still in the same general sense, but they're going to charge you more for it. So you want to make sure your quality score is high, and parts of that is really optimizing the landing page and making sure that your ad copy and campaign is relevant to those keywords. We had a client, we looked in their portfolio of their Google AdWords campaign, and they had a list of they had one ad group with a list of all their dental treatments. And what we did was we segmented that out by dental treatment, and then each ad group was different. So, for example, one ad group was for general dentistry, one was for cosmetic, one was for Medicaid, one was for emergency, and so forth, pediatric. And each ad group was specific to those keywords, and they were not all mixed together. And this definitely helped increase the quality score for their campaign, which ultimately led into more visibility for their brand and more customers. All right, so now you may ask, why should you use Google Ads? They're ads, right? Yeah, they're ads, but the cool thing about Google Ads is you're going to increase your website traffic almost instantly if you're doing it right. And then you can get in front of your targeted customers exactly when they're looking for you. That's timing is key. So when they're looking for you, you want to make sure you're showing up, and you can also, just narrow your search for those targeted customers. And part of that is you can say, I only want my ad to show when this customer is, say, 5 miles from my business. And you can really get a narrow focus down to the T to when that user is searching for your targeted keywords and where they're located. So you can really have a targeted focus on the audience that you're seeking to click on your ads. Why else should you use Google Ads? So I mentioned this earlier. So the display network. So it's pretty cool where if a user clicks on your ad via Google and they raise their hand, they're looking around, you showed up when they were searching for your targeted keyword, but let's say they didn't take an action, they didn't do anything, they didn't call you. If you have remarketing set up via Google Ads through the display network, what will happen is anytime they go onto another website, what will happen is they will still see your ad. And it can be an irrelevant website. They can just be browsing the internet. The cookies of the browser will trick your ads through the display network to show your ads to them everywhere they go. And it's pretty cool because it'll follow them around. And what this does is this is continual brand awareness, which is pretty cool. You can control your budget. So if you say, hey, I only want to spend this much money for Google Ads per day or per week or per month, you can set that budget and it's very flexible. You can pause it. You can pause Google Ads when you like, and then you can resume them when you like. And the cool thing about all this is you can really measure your performance and see valuable impacts that Google Ads is having on your business in terms of conversion, click-through rate, and so forth. And you can really just dive deep into your Google Ads and say, okay, this ad is performing well. It has a high click-through, or this specific extension is performing well, or this one isn't. This ad is getting more visibility because it has a higher quality score. There's a lot of ways to measure, but if you think about other marketing strategies, you don't get this kind of insight on the performance of how customers are taking action. A lot of other marketing channels, it can be unclear sometimes, even though it could be working. But Google AdWords really gives you super in-depth insights of what's working, what's not working, and it'll allow you to adjust based on that. But I hope that was useful information if you're a local business and excuse me, you're a local business and you're just looking for more brand awareness, more sales. You can compete with your competition because everybody's on the same playing field at this point. If you are a new business and the competition is pretty thick with your industry and the keywords are difficult to rank for, it's going to take some time. It's going to take some consistent effort with SEO. But if you use paid ads through Google, you can really make an immediate impact. Obviously, if you have a consistent budget for it. But you can really increase your sales and also just outlast your competition. So I hope this was helpful. This was week 11 or episode 11. If you have any questions on Google Ads, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Thank you guys for listening, and I will see you next week.